Chapter 1, Introduction to Agricultural Practices, Question Answers from Grade 9, Subject Skill Education, Book Kaushal Vikas. Check your understanding, page 9. Find out what kind of data farmers use in the region your school is located in. Why is this useful for them? Answer. Farmers in our region use different kinds of weather and agricultural data such as rainfall data to know when to sow seeds and how much irrigation is needed, temperature data to choose suitable crops and protect crops from heat or cold, humidity data to understand moisture in the air and chances of plant diseases, wind direction and wind speed to protect crops from strong winds and soil erosion, weather forecast to plan sowing, irrigation, harvesting, and spraying of pesticides, soil moisture data to decide when crops need watering. This data is useful because farming depends greatly on climate and weather. The chapter explains that weather forecasts and advisories help farmers plan crop in Kharif, Rabi, and summer seasons. It also explains that rainfall, temperature, humidity, and wind are important for crop growth and livestock care. Check your understanding, page 16. Which test did you do? Answer. We did the mason jar test to check the percentage of sand, silt, and clay in the soil. We also did the pH test to find whether the soil was acidic, neutral, or alkaline. What were the results of the test? Answer. In the mason jar test, we found that the soil had a high percentage of sand. This means the soil could not hold much water and nutrients. In the pH test, we found that the soil was slightly acidic because its pH was below 6. Next, what steps did you take to improve the quality of the soil? Answer. To improve the soil quality, we added compost or garden soil because sandy soil holds very little water. Compost increases the water holding capacity of soil and adds nutrients. Since the soil was acidic, we added lime or dolomite to reduce acidity and make the soil more suitable for plant growth. The chapter says that if sand is more than 80%, compost or garden soil should be added, and if soil pH is below 6, compost, wood ash, lime, or dolomite can be added. Next, assess your learning. Question 1. A farmer has sandy soil with high acidity. Suggest two amendments and explain how they will improve soil quality. Answer. The farmer should use the following two amendments. First, compost or organic matter. Sandy soil holds very little water. Adding compost will improve the water holding capacity of the soil. It will also add nutrients and organic matter, making the soil more fertile. Second, lime or dolomite. The soil is highly acidic, so lime or dolomite should be added. It will reduce acidity and bring the soil pH closer to neutral. Most plants grow well in slightly acidic to neutral soil, around pH 6 to 7. Thus, compost will improve soil texture and fertility, while lime or dolomite will correct soil acidity. Question 2. Non-timber forest produce (NTFP) refers to all useful products from forest except timber, including resin, medicinal plants, fruits, nuts, etc. Lark is an important NTFP that is produced by a tiny insect, Carya leca, which secretes a resinous substance as a protective coating on the branches of host trees. Lark production is dependent on insect population. Insect growth in turn depends on suitable host plants and a warm and humid climate, among other factors like growth of plant, etc. If you were part of a team building a meteorological observatory to help monitor conditions for the growth of Carya leca, which two instruments would you prioritize and why? Answer. I would prioritize the following two instruments. First, dry wet bulb thermometer. This instrument measures temperature and helps find humidity. Carrier leca grows well in warm and humid conditions, so temperature and humidity are very important for its growth. If humidity is too low, it may affect the insect population and lark production. Second, rain gauge. A rain gauge measures rainfall. Rainfall affects the growth of host plants on which carrier leca lives. Good plant growth provides better branches and food support for the lark insect. So, the dry wet bulb thermometer will help monitor warmth and humidity, while the rain gauge will help monitor rainfall needed for healthy host plants. The chapter also explains that rainfall, temperature, and humidity are important meteorological parameters for agricultural practices. Question 3. Table 1.3 shows the rainfall in a region and the rainfall requirements of some crops. On the basis of the rainfall data, suggest which among the following crops can be safely planted in the region and when. Justify your choice. So friends, this is the table 1.3 rainfall chart and rainfall requirement of crops. Answer. The rainfall in the region varies from 333 mm to 974 mm. Therefore, crops needing very high rainfall cannot be safely grown. Crops that can be safely planted. First, jowar. Rainfall requirement 500 to 1000 mm. This crop is suitable because many years in the table have rainfall around or above 500 mm. It is a good choice for moderate rainfall areas. Second, groundnut. Rainfall requirement 500 to 1250 mm. Groundnut can be safely planted because the region often receives rainfall between 500 mm and 974 mm. Third, soybean. Rainfall requirement 500 to 1000 mm. Soybean is suitable because its rainfall requirement matches the rainfall of many years in the region. Fourth, maize. Rainfall requirement 500 to 1000 mm. Maize can also be planted safely in years when rainfall is around 500 mm or more. Fifth, cotton. Rainfall requirement 500 to 1000 mm. Cotton is also suitable because its rainfall requirement fits the rainfall pattern of the region. Crops that are not safe choices. Rice needs 1500 to 3000 mm, so it is not suitable. Jute needs 1250 to 2000 mm, so it is not suitable. Sugarcane needs 750 to 1500 mm, so it can grow only in high rainfall years like 2017, 19 and 2022, but it is not a safe choice every year. Wheat needs 750 to 1000 mm, so it is suitable only in some years and not safe for all years. Pulses need 400 to 500 mm, so they may be suitable in low rainfall years like 2015 and 2021. When to plant? Jowar, groundnut, soybean, maize, and cotton should be planted mainly in the Kharif season because they are monsoon crops and depend on rainfall. According to the crop calendar in the chapter, Kharif crops are grown during the hot and heavy rainfall period. Question 4. Create a farm to plate journey map for any farming produce. Indicate the value chain as the produce travels from where it was grown to the table in the form of food. Answer. So friends, farm to plate journey map, wheat to chapati. First, farm. The farmer prepares the field, sows wheat seeds, irrigates the crop and takes care of it. Second, harvesting. When the wheat crop matures, it is harvested and grains are separated from the stalks. Third, cleaning and storage. The wheat grains are cleaned, dried and stored safely in bags or warehouses. Fourth, transport to mandi. The wheat is transported from the farm to the local mandi or market. Fifth, processing mill. The wheat is sent to a flour mill where it is ground into wheat flour. Sixth, packaging. The flour is packaged in bags and labeled for selling. 7. Retail shop, supermarket. The packed flour reaches shops or supermarkets. 8. Home kitchen. The consumer buys the flour and prepares dough. 9. Plate. The dough is cooked into chapatis and served as food. Value chain: farm wheat, harvesting, cleaning, storage, transport, flour mill, packaging, shop, kitchen, chapati on plate. As agricultural produce moves from farm to plate, Its value and price increased due to cleaning, storage, transport, processing, and packaging. So, friends, you can draw this map. Question 5. Of the tasks that you did, which did you enjoy the most? Which did you enjoy the least? Give examples of what went well and what did not go well. What would you do differently next time? Answer. I enjoyed the soil testing activity the most because it helped me understand the quality of soil in a practical way. I learned how soil texture and pH affect plant growth. The best part was observing the soil layers in the jar and understanding the amount of sand, silt, and clay. I enjoyed the weather observation task the least because it required regular observation and recording. Sometimes it was difficult to take readings at the same time every day. What went well? The soil sample was collected properly and the soil layers could be seen clearly after settling. What did not go well? In the weather observation activity, some readings were missed because of lack of regular timing. What I would do differently next time? Next time, I would make a proper observation table, take readings at a fixed time every day, and work more carefully in a group. Question 6. Give examples of how you can apply your learning in a real life situation. Answer. I can apply my learning in real life in the following ways. First, testing soil before planting. I can test soil texture and pH before growing plants in a garden or field. Second, improving soil quality. If the soil is sandy, I can add compost. If it is acidic, I can add lime or dolomite. Third, selecting healthy seeds. I can use the floating method in salt water to remove damaged or hollow seeds before sowing. Using weather information, I can check rainfall, temperature, and humidity before deciding when to sow or irrigate crops. Fifth, making organic manure. I can use agro waste and cow dung to make compost or vermicompost. 6. Understanding food prices. I can understand why food becomes costlier after storage, transport, processing, and packaging. Thus, this chapter helps us understand practical agricultural skills that can be used in gardening, farming, and daily life. So, friends, we have completed question answers of chapter 1, Introduction to Agricultural Practices. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive new video notifications. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.